Hi team. So in this YouTube video, I'm hoping to give you some tips based on what I've learned already on my YouTube journey, which will hopefully save you a bit of time on yours. So I think my main point for this video is for you to be your own editor. If you're like me, you watch lots of YouTube anyway. So you know what you would click on, you know which thumbnails you like, you know what kind of delivery you prefer to watch. And I would imagine that you want to make something similar to that. So if you can watch your videos objectively and think, do I feel aligned with this message? Is this something that I want to be putting out into the world? Would it be making me happy to watch this? Then that's the best thing you can do. It all starts with recording the first video though. I found that getting into it and recording the first video was the most important thing. And then in the edit process, I learned how I was coming across in certain bits of the video, how my tone might be interpreted by other people, which wasn't necessarily the way that I'd intended for it to come across. I know I want to speak from an abundance mindset, the idea that there's enough for everybody, you can have and so can I, rather than the scarcity mindset, which is you have and I have to take it off you in order for me to get it. Some of the bits of the video that I cut out in the first just didn't display that message. I also really want to add value to everybody's life. I want it to be a positive experience watching these videos. So if it doesn't feel like I'm adding something, then I'm not on the right track. Your notes might be different to mine because of the way that you are designing your channel, the audience that you want to speak to, but to share my notes on my first YouTube experience and how I'm hoping to approach the future ones. Generally, I want to be happier and more positive in all of the videos. I think everybody needs a little bit more of that. And also, negativity plays really badly on camera. Something that as a British person might come across in my head as kind of dry sarcasm actually just looks really bitter and negative. I think going back to this scarcity mindset thing, it's really telling that some of the largest names in YouTube are more than happy to just share all of their tips and tricks. That's because there's an abundance mindset there. There's this idea that it's okay to tell you exactly how I'm doing this thing, because if you do it and you also become successful, that's fine. There's plenty of viewers to go around. We don't need to cut other people down in order to get a share of it for ourselves. There are billions of people watching YouTube. I mean, already I've learned a lot from all of these different multi-million subscriber YouTube channels, and I think it's a really nice community that shares and upskills everybody, so everybody is making better videos. That seems like a great community to be part of. One of the other things that I learned is actually from another YouTube creator, but it's just to let the camera roll when you're recording the video. The video that I'm recording right now is probably going to be a lot longer than the final edited version. I don't stop the camera in between takes. If I forget what I'm about to say, then I just stop, reset and go again. It makes the whole process a lot quicker, and the editing process, when you get into that, you realize how much you're going to cut out anyway. So it's worth just doing lots of takes and seeing what you have at the end. I think one of the other points is just to really enjoy the content that you're creating. When you're in the editing process, you have to watch that video a lot. So if you're not happy with the content, if you're not happy with the message, then it's not going to be very pleasant watching for the hours that you spend watching and rewatching and chopping and changing things around. So definitely just make sure that it's something that you're really interested in, and then you'll be happy to watch the video and enjoy the editing process a lot more. I know a lot of people say this, but just pressing post on the first video automatically means that you jump over that first hurdle, the big kind of blocker that's in place. And as soon as I posted the first video, within days, I'd already come up with ideas for 5 or 6 more, because that just released that bind on, well, this first video has to be perfect. once you get over that and realize that perfect doesn't exist and then you post it anyway, then all of the ideas for other things will just flow naturally from that point, or at least they did for me. A little technical tip is to make sure that you've definitely recorded all of the footage that you want before you break down the environment. This background might look lovely, but everything takes time. It takes time to set up the camera and make sure it's level, and it takes time to put all of your notes together, and it takes time to put the ring light in the right place and things like that. And once they're broken down and put back into their corners or their cupboards, it's a lot more difficult to pick up a shot afterwards if you realise that you've missed something. So it's always better to record more video and then just get rid of it, and then it doesn't really hurt anyone as long as you've got enough memory on your camera and your computer. Right, again, I'm not sure many people have mentioned this because they're all further along in their YouTube journey, but everything takes a long time at the beginning. Every time I want to do a new thing in the editing software, I have to go and YouTube it and check how to do this thing and then watch the video and then come back and then learn how to do it myself before I can then implement that into the video. All of these things just take a lot longer, and obviously over time, hopefully I'll get better at them. But until then, you should definitely predict that this stuff is going to take time. And that kind of brings me on to just enjoying the process. I am loving learning all of this new stuff. Yes, it takes time, and yes, it's a lot of effort, but just learning all of these new skills and all of these cool things that you can do is really exciting. And if you approach the YouTube journey as a learning experience of just enjoying the process of learning and getting content out there, then I think generally it'll be a lot more rewarding than just aiming at the end goal. So this video was also going to have some technical tips for the editing software that I'm using, which is DaVinci Resolve, but I think it's probably going to be too long as it is, so I'm going to make that in a separate video. The amount of learning in the editing software on its own is so huge, and I had to do quite a lot of fishing around in different things. It seems to me that the people teaching DaVinci Resolve are teaching editing. They're not necessarily teaching editing for YouTube. So I'll make a separate video on all of the things that I've learned specifically for YouTube, which hopefully will help you bypass some of those earlier steps if you are using the same editing tool as me. They include things like the floating face in the side box if you're talking over another video, how to do volume control, audio switching, things like that, cuts, text effects, photo effects, all of the screen wipes and those kind of things, changing photo locations, which is something that tripped me up, how to do screen grabs on your phone and drop those in so you can see the scrolling effect, how to layer things, you know, and lots of things like that that I've just picked up along the way that I think would be handy in a condensed version within one video. So I'll make sure to put that out soon. If you have any comments or anything about what I've said and you'd like to get in touch, then please write them below and I'll try and respond to everything that everybody asks. Also, if you found this video helpful, a like would be lovely. And if you want to hear about future videos, then obviously press the subscribe button. And that's it really. Hopefully some of this advice will help you out along your way, and hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.